Okay, so here we are at NAMM 2023 here in Anaheim, California. This is a not quite first look, because undoubtedly somebody is going to be talking about this before I ever get around to editing this, but all the same, you guys can get to see this on the channel, get to hear my take on it, and let's actually talk with Dean. This is Dean Gordon,
what's up, everybody?
Whose instruments you have seen on the channel previously, but there's a model right behind us that we have been anxiously anticipating, because I know that you've been working on this headless for a while. When did you start kind of working on a headless model?
So I've always wanted to do a headless guitar. Obviously, the modern guitar market really fits in with that, with the vibe of my work. About a year ago, I said to myself, okay, it's time to sit down and start planning this, and I like to make sure my designs are really mature before I take the next step. So I went from the standard 6-string into my headless work here, and maybe 6-7 months before the show here, I kind of got the work done and the layout for getting it milled out and getting it set up, and I picked the hardware very carefully, did a lot of research on that, and I really asked what people liked and tried to really throw that into the design, the way I did all the cutaways for where the jack placement, all of that. I really tried to work that together and try to get it as mature as possible before I made the guitar. And for NAMM 2023, I wanted to make it, and I figured this would be the great centerpiece, so to say, of my booth here. And I think that it's nailed out of the park, really. It really fits the design. I've had a lot of really positive reaction to it. The day I put out that first slide, you probably remember the first CAD cam image of the 3D model, just the reaction was nuts, emails, everything, and I knew this is going to be something special. And this one is special because it's an inspiration, this guitar, of the McLaren Speedtail. So you see I have some photos here. You can look up the car online. And it's in Saragon quartz, just like the car, and red oxblood leather to match. And you can see the details all around the guitar. And again, the Saragon quartz is beautiful, kind of pearly metallic finish. And then, of course, the motif, like the pickups have the engine cover kind of gradient laser etched in there. These are pickups made by Adam from Elysian Pickups. He makes phenomenal pickups, so a little shout out to him there. But then the guitar has your usual bells and whistles, the stainless steel frets, premium ebony fretboard. It's made out of premium old stock alder, so it's very lightweight. This guitar comes in at 5.2 pounds. And I mean, the details can go on and on. I even have the red leather inside the wiring cavity. You can't see it here, but if you look up, I'll post an album on my social media. The pots have the red leather epoxy to the tops of them. Carbon fiber on the back of the headstock here. I really spared no detail, no stone unturned to make a very special #1 headless. To be the crown jewel of this, the line that I'm starting. And I'm expecting to definitely make a lot of these and get a lot of these out there, because it's spectacular, it really is. And
it definitely looks awesome. I've always dug the aesthetics of your instruments too, and I think this is kind of great how you've still managed to maintain that Dean Gordon aesthetic that we've come to know and love from your previous instruments, but at the same time still integrated into a headless model. I think you knocked it out of the park as well.
My big thing is design through shape and through form, and I try to really let the shape and the carve speak. And so sitting there, the hardest part wasn't even figuring out all the hardware and how I'm going to make the cutout area. It was, man, what's the headstock going to look like, the headstock on the headless guitar? So the design that I came up with, I really tried to really come up with something that's more appealing and more interesting. And it also just so happens to kind of look a little bit like my logo, the way the cut is. That was completely unintentional, though. My wonderful fiance pointed that out to me.
Happy accident.
Happy accident. But I really tried to make something that was totally aesthetically pleasing. I'm having guys that are complete traditionalists who normally walk past my guitars and give me like a dirty look, like, oh, that's not grandpa's guitar. But and even they're saying like, wow, like that's a headless I would play.
And just for anyone that might be considering this, what sort of price point are we looking at starting wise for like bare bones basic options, like even before we start getting into like premium wood choices, premium finish options, premium anything?
So these ones are going to start at $38.50. My standard 6-strings start at $36, so it's only a modest increase. That's because there's a little more sanding work, a little more work involved. And then this one's completely dialed up, so this one's running for $57.50.
Yeah.
It's for NAMM. It's a dialed up guitar, but I would say based on the standard 6 strings that I've spec'd out, you could probably expect to get a pretty decent spec for that low $4,200, $44,000 area. You'd be able to really get something good.
Oh yeah.
And I think that that's reasonable in today's markets. I mean, there are guys selling Strats and Tellies and Super Strats and stuff for $5,000. So. Again, not putting them down, but I think that's pretty reasonable for what you're getting here.
For something that is unique, something that's original, and something that honestly is still super aesthetically pleasing, if not different from the norm.
Yep, exactly.
Cool. Well, very cool. Dean Gordon Guitars here at NAMM 2023. This new headless model, fucking sick.